Hello there, guys, and welcome back to the Q8 Pilot channel. Yes, I know it's been a very, very long time. I want to welcome all of you guys back here in the channel, and my sincere apologies for being away for so long. I hope that I am audible. Welcome, Stan. We have Drishal and Dougal McTavish. Welcome, guys. We have also Steve 3Fan. Welcome aboard. I know it's been a very long time, and I think I'm quite excited to actually come back here on Twitch on my comeback to creating content with the magnificent Toliss A330 in Explain 12.1.2. Thank you very much, Drishal. Appreciate it, my friend. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to be taking the Toliss for a flight from Manchester to Charles de Gaulle Airport in France, and we're going to be taking a look at all the features, the texturing, the systems. And before we begin, I would like to first say that a big thank you to the Toliss team for providing me with a copy of the Toliss. Unfortunately, I was not able to stream it when it was in pre-release, but hey, you get to see the aircraft on release day in the state in which you will find it if you decide to purchase the aircraft. Full Throttle 620, welcome aboard. Glad to have you here with us this evening. So what we're going to be doing first is we're going to be taking a look at the texturing overall. And what I'd like to say with Toliss is first that the Toliss team, the team behind the aircraft, are just really a very dedicated and very amicable people, very well educated, and they are just super nice people. That, of course, is not going to it's not going to change what, my opinion of the aircraft or the way I review the aircraft. You're going to get you're going to get the absolute truth kind of review from Q8 Pilot. You know what I feel, guys? I feel like I've lost my touch. I'm lost for words. I really, I'm rusty. But anyway, the Toliss team normally focuses on building a high fidelity simulation of the Airbus. And if you look at the history of Toliss as a company, they have developed the Toliss A319, the A320, the A321, the A340, and now the A330. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the lead developer used to work for Airbus, and he does have some access to their documentation, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. He's a gem of a person. I met him at Flight Sim Expo 2023, and I told him, I know that I've been harsh in some of my reviews, and he said, well, thank you for being harsh, because that's how we improve. So let's take a quick look here at the textures of the Toliss A330. And the first thing you'll notice when you examine the exterior model is that it is very authentic. So the aircraft itself, if you look at the dimensions of the aircraft in terms of authenticity, it looks very much like the real aircraft. I think every little detail in terms of the curvatures, the wings, you'll see here how the wing attaches to the aircraft fuselage. The engines is my absolute favorite part of this Toliss. Allison Johnson is in the house and just gifted a bunch of memberships. Thank you so much, Allison. I really appreciate that. I really don't understand what all these gifts mean, but it looks like you've gifted some subs. I'm still very new to Twitch, but thank you so much, Allison. Guys, Allison is a great friend of the channel, a personal friend of mine, and she has a great channel on Twitch. So be sure to say hello to Allison and follow her channel. We have also with us Monkey Man. Welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you here. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, Allison. I really appreciate that. Hello, Alex. Welcome aboard. So, looking at the just look at the blades here and how they rotate. This is really very well done by Toliss. My favorite part in the entire texture department, if you will. Now, looking at the rest of the aircraft, you'll see that some of the textures are not high res. For example, you can see it here on the windows, and this is pretty pretty standard with Toliss. They don't really focus that much on the texturing for some reason, and I think this is an important part of any add-on. You'll see that the landing gear is quite nice, but you can see again that the wheels aren't a perfect. They should be a perfect circle, which they aren't. So the texturing department definitely needs work in this Toliss aircraft. I love the wing curvature there. Very nice indeed. And I can say about just about every part of the aircraft from a distance, it looks absolutely fabulous. But as you zoom in, you'll see some imperfections, some low-res textures, which, by the way, I don't mind. And somebody who's very serious about simulation shouldn't really have this as an issue, because again, the focus is really on the simulation. We'll talk a little bit about that in just a second here. Going to the cockpit, again, a very authentic cockpit. It definitely looks like the A330. The texturing, in my view, again, needs a little bit of work, but this is, again, the standard. With any Toliss release, you'll see that the cockpit textures will improve with time. I was hoping for something a little more, a little more crisp, maybe. It is representative, so the color grading is representative of the A330. You can see there's some marking there, some scratches. You can see it on the knobs here on the ADDONS switches. You can see that. Nice touches there in terms of texturing, but again, overall, it does need work, in my view, to just make it a little more authentic, a little more immersive, in my view. What an honor to have you in the Toliss. Thank you very much. Toliss official is in the house, ladies and gents. Welcome aboard, guys. Thank you very much, and thank you for making this great aircraft for the community to enjoy. Now, very quickly, let's take a look at the cabin, and there is a fully modeled cabin here. Let me just use there we go. So there we go. So as you can see, there is a fully modeled cabin, very nicely done by Toliss. You can see the Toliss logo here on the business class seats, or maybe this is first class, I don't know. But overall, a nice cabin. Again, for me, I know a lot of you guys think that this is very important. For me, the cabin isn't really that important because most of the time is spent in the cockpit. And but nonetheless, some very nice seats there, some very nice graphics there to represent the passenger cabin. Again, with the Toliss logo everywhere there to celebrate this new addition to the Toliss family. So overall, in the terms of the texturing, I think that the aircraft is, again, pretty much at par with every Toliss release. you'll find that they'll improve the textures in due course, and many in the community also will probably come up with. I've already seen a cockpit textures mod for the Toliss, but I decided not to use it just to kind of show you guys everything the plain vanilla. Overall, I think it's pretty good and quite authentic. And now let's hop into the cockpit. Now, when we come to the cockpit, it's very, very important, again, to understand the Toliss philosophy. The Toliss philosophy focuses on building high-fidelity simulation of the Airbus. This aircraft is no different than any of their previous releases. If the hydraulic system is simulated just like it is in the real life, the fuel system, the FMGS, the fly-by-wire is done exquisitely on the A330. So, considering all the A330s that have been developed for flight simulation, I will tell you right off the bat, this is the single most advanced in terms of the simulation, and it is the closest match to the real thing. Now, I'm not a real-world pilot, and that is a disclaimer, but I can tell you from my experience reading about Airbus systems, this is as good as it gets in terms of the A330 systems. Thank you very much, Alex. Appreciate it. By the way, I am looking at chat. Maybe I need to switch to some other screen here. I'm just really learning the ropes with Twitch right now. All right. So first of all here, guys, let's go ahead to Navigraph charts. And just as a quick reminder, the Q8 Pilot channel is a Navigraph ambassador. And today we are going to be taking off from Manchester Airport in the United Kingdom, and we're going to be heading to Charles de Gaulle Airport, LFPG. Our flight time is approximately 1 hour of air time, and we are going to be cruising at 37,000 feet. Let me get the latest here. Let me unload this one, import the latest one. The runway 23 left is the assigned departure runway at Manchester, not 23 right. It is currently assigned for arrivals. So there we are, and we are going to start setting things up. So the first thing is we are going to make sure that the engine mode selector is in the norm position and the thrust levers are in idle. And speaking of that, let me just very quickly remove and add there. There we go. Excellent. Then we're going to move all the way here to the overhead panel. Landing gear is in the down position. We're going to go to the overhead panel, and we're going to make sure that we have more than 25.5 volts of battery. On the A330, it's 25.5. On the A320, it's 25 volts. Skycheck, welcome aboard, my friend. It kind of scrolled up there. I couldn't catch it. But thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. Skycheck, welcome aboard, my friend. Glad that you were able to make it. All right. So the first thing here is 27 volts. We are good. We're going to turn on battery 1 and battery 2. We're going to turn on the APU battery, and as you can see, we have external power available, so we're going to go ahead and turn on external power. Excellent. Cruise supply here is turned on. Moving up here to ground control while we're on the ground, we're going to turn that on. And just as a reminder, the ground control is nothing but the recorder before the aircraft begins movement. So it will record the cockpit conversation between the captain and the first officer while the aircraft is on ground and the engines are off. Okay, we're going to come here to the ADDONS. We're going to set nav 1, nav 2, and nav 3. All set here. Excellent. And next, we are going to head over to the lights here. The strobe light can go to auto, and the nav lights are on, and emergency lights are armed. No portable devices. I will leave that on auto. We'll leave that on auto, and seatbelt signs, we'll leave that on auto as well, while the aircraft is being refueled. Now, there are several ways that you can add fuel and set your weight and balance. My preferred way is using the McDo. Let me just bring up the lights here so you guys can follow along. But you can also use the control panel. Now, the control panel has a lot of different things here. The startup situation, you can set up the cold and dark. You can set up, as you can see here, we can set the default external power on. I like to leave everything in default, and everything just so that you start always from cold and dark state. Not very realistic, because normally the aircraft, when the captain enters the aircraft, it's either going to be on external power or the APU already running. Normally the aircraft engineer would go to the aircraft and turn the batteries on, turn the APU on or external power, and he would actually do the IRS alignment as well. Most of the time, that's how the captain would receive the aircraft. Minor 1, hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. When I was still deciding on which plane to buy, you helped me with the 767. Oh, I remember that. Yes, welcome aboard. Glad to have you here with us. Welcome, welcome. All right. The aircraft sim and configuration, again, enable the ICS, which is the control panel, in the EFB, which I have done. Use the FCU mouse gestures turned on. Again, wing flex strength and flex from gear bumps. You can adjust that to your liking. There's a bunch of other options here, which is synonymous with the Toliss control panel. So this is, if you have any of their aircraft, you'll be very familiar with this control panel. Again, the loading performance, ground services, as you can see here, fault scenarios, which is done very, very well. I love this, and there's a ton of failures that you can simulate in the Toliss, and this on its own really puts Toliss up there with the high-quality add-ons. The interactive simulation control systems fault scenarios is something that I really, really recommend that you use. And there's a lot of faults that we can do. I think we've done an engine fire, a dual engine fire, to see the rat deploy in one of our flights. Sound add-ons still not there. We'll talk a little bit about sounds, joystick actions, and setting your accounts. You can put your SimBrief ID there to and Hobby login as well to download all your SimBrief flight plans automatically into the aircraft. Now, we are not going to be using the control panel today to set up the Q8 has tricked you into yeah, just checking out Q8 in a long time. It has been a long time. Yes, indeed. Okay, so we have everything here ready for the our programming for the MCDU. So let's go ahead and go up here to the just finish with the panel here. We are going to turn on the fuel pumps, and we are going to test the APU fire test and engine fire test, and we're going to also check the engineer panel here, make sure there are no warnings, no lights. Everything here looks good. Excellent. Okay. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to bring up the MCDU. Now, let me see if we can make this bigger. Can we? No, we can't. Okay. Well, let me bring it here on the screen. And as always, with the Airbus, we're going to follow the diff strip sequence to set up the McDo, just like real pilots do in real life. So this is the data. We're going to make sure we have the correct engine, the active database is current, and now we can go from D to init alpha. From init alpha, we're going to go ahead and request the flight plan. And as you can see here, flight plan data link in progress. And this is something that, again, Toliss has done. As you can see now, there was a little jump there when the aircraft loaded. So we have now our flight plan, the cost index, number of passengers, and the cruise altitude. Perfect. Next, from init alpha, we're going to go to the flight plan. And from the flight plan, we're going to select the departure today out of 23 left through let's see here, through the Sand 1 Yankee departure. All right, Sand 1 Yankee, that's our SID, insert, and then we're going to go to our destination airport. We're going to go to the arrival, and the arrival today is through 27 right, ILS 27 right. Okay, that is selected, and it's the BBA 9 Delta. Okay, BBA 9 Delta, which is this one here, and there is no VIA. Let me just say insert. Okay, there we go. We're going to make sure there are no discontinuities, and you'll see that at Wafu, Hardy, Limit, BBAX, BBA 1, BBA 2, BBA 3, Koliv, and Mopar. Okay, so this is what we want to see in our chart, and then it's the IG27 right. Now, if you look here, you'll see that the final you'll see that there's Mopar and Koliv there in our star. And if we go to the actual runway, if we go to 27 right, 27 right there, we're going to select the ILS for 27 right. Let me remove the weather here for a second so you guys can see. This is IG27 right. So there is a turn here coming into IG27 right at 5,000. So there is a restriction there. And then we are going to intercept the ILS for 27 right at Charles de Gaulle. Okay, perfect. So everything here is done. So this is the flight plan. Next is the S in diff strip. So we are going to go to the secondary flight plan. We're just going to copy the active. Then we're going to go to progress, and we're going to enter EGCC, which is Manchester, and we're going to put 23 right, which is the arrival runway, just in case there is a engine fire or an incident that forces us to come back to Manchester. Then we know that we have it here and everything's set, and we can check the accuracy is high, so everything is good here. Now we can go to init Bravo. Now init Bravo, because I've elected to use the SimBrief plan, it will automatically load everything here. Great integration with SimBrief. Hey, Two-Tone Murphy, how are you doing, my friend? Welcome aboard. Glad to have you here. Of course, Two-Tone Murphy needs no introduction. He is one of the best content creators out there. And I must say that he is the content creator with the best humor. Welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you here. Thanks for the support. Appreciate it. All right. So now that we have init Bravo done, after init, we have the radio. Radio, we don't need to do anything. The next is the performance. Now, for the performance, if we go to the takeoff data request, well, we can again automatically get the takeoff data without having to fiddle around with the control panel. So now, as you can see, we have the takeoff data is received, and we're going to insert the takeoff data. As you can see, we have a V1 of 140, V rotate of 140, and V2 of 144. Transition altitude here in Manchester is 5,000 feet. Flaps 3, and the trim is 2.8 up. All right, looks like we have alignment is complete. Let's go ahead and start the master APU and start the APU. We'll wait for the APU door to open. Just give it a little while here, and now you have the APU coming up. Perfect. Okay, So next thing is we're going to come here to the glare shield and we're going to set the constraints on the display. And also we are going to check the current weather at Manchester. And as you can see here, the weather is 284 knots, wind, few clouds, 4,200. Current temperature is 14 Celsius, 2.9. And the QNH is 1012. No significant change in the next couple of hours. So let's adjust the QNH. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Let's see here. There we go. 1012. And 1012 is set. And our cruise altitude today is 37,000 feet. Excellent. All right, let's bring up some light here to the displays. And we'll do the same here on this side. There we go. Excellent. Perfect. Okay. I hope that the audio is suitable and that everything is working exactly as it should. Let me here connect to... Yeah, there we go. Audio is 5x5. Perfect. Thank you very much, Drish. All right, I think I just opened my Twitch app, and I think I can see the chat much better here so that I can know exactly what's happening. All right. Okay, so everything here is looking good, guys. Again, Allison, thank you so very much for your support. Thank you, guys. Really appreciate it. Okay, so we have here everything looking good. The APU, let's go ahead and start the APU bleed. APU bleed is now on, and we can turn off the external power. Perfect. Let me check my audio here real quick. No, interior is fine. There we go. Let me know, guys, if you want me to increase the volume of the sim. If it's okay, then that's perfect. Okay. All right. So everything here is ready. We're going to put this on performance, and we're going to put this on flight plan. And we're going to switch this here to 10 nautical miles. We're going to start the clock here and here. Perfect. And we are pretty much ready to go. Excellent. So if we look now at the outside, you'll see that the doors are automatically closed after the aircraft is loaded. And you can always access ground control and cabin crew through the intercom button here, where you can remove the external power. So we're going to click here to remove the external power and remove the chocks. You can also reach ground control here, I beg your pardon, cabin crew, to arm the doors and cross-check. So all of this has been already done. Here we can say arm doors and cross-check there, and they will take care of it for you. We are pretty much ready for engine start now. I had to turn them up for my stream. Q8 might be worth turning the engine sounds to the max and the ICS, otherwise they'll be quiet. Quiet. Okay. Difficult here on stream. Okay. Well, we can always come here. I think then you need to say override. If we go to Toliss and then we go to sounds. So override explain. So if we ride, let's override. And then the cockpit sound, where engine volume. There we go. Engine volume is at max. All right. You guys can let me know if you need me to tweak that a little bit. Okay. So we are ready to go. We can now call the better pushback. One thing we forgot to do is to come over here and set the transponder to auto. And now we're good to go. We can actually turn on the weather system on. And we have our radios. Okay, so all is good here. Let's go ahead and call the better pushback. Start push.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
All right, so we are going to position the aircraft here. There we go.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
This is, by the way, the new version of Better Pushback, version 1.7. It comes with some really nice features and better support. And I think they've also changed the vehicles. I think the graphics are. Yeah. All right, so here we go. Just look at how beautiful this aircraft is. I mean, it looks really, really nice. All right, beacon lights on. Now, the sounds, in my opinion, are not great on the aircraft. The engine sounds maybe okay.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed,
but
ready to connect.
This aircraft is a $90 aircraft, so it's $89.95, something like so. So the sounds, and I think they definitely need a lot of work. And I know that we get those sound packs for the Toliss. That's been the trend, that you'll see the release of the aircraft, and then you will then get the sound add-ons. That's another like $19 or so for a sound pack. But I think that an aircraft that costs nearly $90 should have high quality sounds.
So connected and bypass pin
that said,
inserted. Release parking brake.
Okay, so that said, I still believe that the simulation, the Toliss philosophy, with the high fidelity simulation is really something to be appreciated. I don't think anyone creates Airbus as good as Toliss does, in my view. All right, we are ready to start the engine. Engine mode selector to start, and we can start engine number 2. Okay, there we go. Engine number 2, and we can listen to the beautiful sounds here. Just look at that. Wow. I love the blade rotation there. I think it's done very, very well. Listen to those sounds. Yeah, the engine sounds are pretty nice. All right. Back in the cockpit, looks like we have a good start on engine number 2. And we can go ahead and start engine number 1. There we go. Engine number 1 coming up. Yeah, the external graphics, Dougal, are really, really very well done.
Operation complete.
Sim Crash Flyer, welcome aboard. Nice to see you. All right, so let's go ahead and set the parking brake.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Okay, so we're disconnecting the tow, and we can stand by until the aircraft is lowered and the pushback truck is disconnected. Right? All right, we're going to set, you can see the auto trim here. Again, I love that. I love how it's done on the, how Toliss simulates this, because this is how it happens in real life as well. So very, very nicely done by Toliss. Again, in terms of systems, if I think I would love to see somebody like V1 Simulation or A320 Sim Pilot take this aircraft for a flight, because both of them are real-world Airbus pilots, and I think they will be able to show a lot more than I do in terms of the simulation of the systems. Long time no see, Q8. Welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you here. All right, so engine mode selector back to normal, and we can turn off the APU bleed, APU master. We're going to turn on the taxi lights to taxi, and let's see here. All right, both of these are on. Everything here is looking good. All right, and we're going to set flaps 3 for departure. Nope, 3. Come on. No, stay at 3. All right, so there we go. Flaps 3. And now you can see the beautiful flaps being deployed. Very lovely wing view there. Look at that, guys. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. All right. So everything here is set. Auto brake to max. And everything is pretty much ready for us to taxi to the runway. All right, let me reset my view, and we're going to release the parking brake and head over to the runway. Parking brake is released, and off we go. France 008, yes, flaps 3 according to the calculation that I've received. So I'm not gonna contest whatever I get in the. Normally it's flaps 1 for the departure, but since it's saying flaps 3, we'll just keep it. I'm not gonna mess around with the calculations there. Oh, look at that, guys. You know, I've had also access to the Airsoft A330, and I actually never got it to work. But in any case, I think it was a disaster of a release. Yeah. 23, I believe 23 left is somewhere over there, so there is a little bit of taxiing there that we need to do. All right, takeoff config is checked, no blue. Excellent. And there we go. Take a look here again at the beautiful scenery by Time Models. That's our runway there, departure runway. Does this roll on idle? V-Sky check, yes it does, but it does need a little power to get it going if you have a heavy payload. Loud outside Q8, okay. We can come here exterior and bring this down a little bit. There we go. Hopefully that'll do it. Let me know if that's better, Google. If not, then we can just reduce the engine sounds. I think I followed the... Nope, no, still loud. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna come here very quickly to the Toliss, and we're gonna put the engine volume there. I'll put it down a little bit. Save these settings. Okay. All right, maybe that's better. I think now it's too. Now it's too. Now I can't hear it. All right, let me just come here real quick, and let's see here. There we go. I think that's good. All right, we're gonna cross the runway here. So we're gonna go ahead and turn on our landing lights, strobe lights, runway takeoff lights. All right, we're clear left and right. And there is runway 23 left. Thanks, Drashal. Appreciate it. All right, here we go. By the way, I know that I haven't done any videos on X-Plane 12.1.2, but hopefully we'll do a dedicated stream to take a look at X-Plane 12. Now, I'm quite excited about X-Plane 12, and I'm excited about where X-Plane is heading. I have a lot to say about about X-Plane. So yeah, I've been away for a while. All right, so we are entering the runway here. We're going to put the transponder to TARA, and we are cleared for takeoff. Our rotation speed is 140 knots. There we are. Look at this beautiful view here of the aircraft as we line up on the runway. All right. We are good to go. We're going to go to 50%. And there we go. I keep getting this thrust levers not set, and I think it's got to do with my calibration. Rotate. Pod is ready to climb, and gear is going up. Just look at this beautiful departure out of Manchester. All right, here we go. We're going to go to flaps 1. All right, let me just make sure. Yeah, it's the levers, something to do with the calibration that is not right, I think. Right, autopilot 1 engaged. Yeah, the view is really, really sensational. Very, very nice. Okay, flaps 1. And there we go. Here's our turn. Just look at that. Very nice indeed. All right, we're coming up to our first restriction, 5,000 feet. Alvaro, welcome aboard, my friend. Did we have to activate the HUD on the menu? Yes, I believe the HUD is something that you need to activate. So if you go to the control panel, let's see here. I think it's in the... probably here somewhere. Cabin screen. Maybe Drishal can help us. There we go. Has HUD. It says auto. So if I go yes and save the config, I think we'll have the HUD. There we go. That's the HUD right there. And how do you bring it? There we go. That's the HUD right there. Yep. And if we zoom in here a little bit, there you go. You have your HUD. Maybe we'll use it for our landing just to kind of show you guys how it works. Okay. So let me just remove it for the time being. And the QNH is 5,000. So actually we can go to standard. All right. Ground spoilers are disarmed. And we're going to come here to our McDo. We're going to go to the init page, and we're going to change the cost index to 0 to save on fuel. The takeoff has been without incident, so we can go to the progress page and update this to reflect our arrival runway at LFPG 27 right. There we go. And now we have the bearing to our destination, which is 144 degrees, and the destination is about 310 nautical miles. Okay, perfect. We can put this on flight plan, and there we go. All right, and we're going to continue on this restriction until we're clear, and then we're going to, as you can see here, we'll begin the descent at Samba from 5,000, and we'll begin the climb again to our cruise altitude. Thank you very much, Dougal. Appreciate it. All right, so as you can see now, we've begun the climb again out of the first restriction, 5,000 feet. Now, worthwhile mentioning that all the pages here, this is, by the way, the status. We can see that everything's normal. All the pages are faithfully simulated and modeled with very accurate data in accordance with the real aircraft. So if you go here to, for example, the cabin pressure, the electrical, all the pages look exactly like they are on the real aircraft. You can see the hydraulic, you can see the RAT here, the simulation. Again, it's on the green hydraulic. So if we have dual engine failure, the RAT will automatically deploy. It's a little fan that works basically with the air against the aircraft. To generate limited electrical power to support some of the aircraft systems in case of a dual engine failure. You've got here again, everything here normal. You've got your APU, the air conditioning system. You can see it across the aircraft, the door page, obviously, the wheel. You have the pressure in each wheel with the associated temperature. You've got your flight control, and again, everything is done exactly to the aircraft's numbers, as you can see here. And then you've got the status, and there we go. All right, all is looking good here. What is your feel about the underlying systems like hydraulics, electric, etc.? Well, I tell you, I've done some testing with it, playing with the accumulated pressure, brake pressure, and just faulting the hydraulics. And I'm very happy to tell you we passed 10,000 feet, so these lights can go off. I can tell you that everything has been modeled to perfection, at least based on my knowledge of the Airbus. I mean, really, Toliss has put in a lot of effort to create a faithful representation of the Airbus in terms of the systems. The fuel system specifically is done very, very, very well. And you can actually transfer the fuel from one tank to the other, to the rear tank, and do some fun stuff with it. Again, for the first look here, for this our first flight, I think I will keep it nice and simple, as they say. But I will be doing more flights with the Toliss, and we're going to be taking a look at some of the failures, and we're going to be doing some fun stuff. So it feels very different, by the way, being on Twitch than on YouTube. I'm still kind of getting my way through, everything to do here, but all right. there we go. Here is again a look at the exterior model of the aircraft, which I think is done very, very well. And cabin experience, yeah. The visuals definitely need work. The sounds, without a doubt, need some work as well. Let's put the terrain radar on the first officer's side. I'm not sure if this is something that they've built themselves or they use terrain radar, because I do have it installed. Now, one nice thing you'll find is you see the traffic here. Let me bring this up here so you guys can see. All right, there we go. Can we make this bigger? No, we can't. Okay. Well, you can see the traffic here, and if you cycle through, let's see here. Yeah, why am I not getting the... Normally, when you cycle through this, you'll get the actual call sign, or not the registration of the aircraft there on the traffic. We can see here there's traffic. Maybe we'll find it a little later. Let me put this on higher here. Let me see here if we can do... There we go. Yeah, this one specifically is not coming. Maybe does not have a specific registration number. But hopefully we'll be able to see it. But you can see the traffic here. Again, this is exactly how it's displayed on the A330, which is pretty cool. Again, they've in terms of the simulation, I think Toliss has really done a very, very good job with simulating this aircraft to behave and act like a real A330. Do you have the ATSAW? I believe so, yes. If we go here, let's see, they're auto, so I'm not sure if they're on or not. But in a previous flight, I had it, so I don't know. We can force this to yes for sure. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, it looks like it was off. Now we can see it here. As you can see here, G. So this is definitely something probably... Yeah, G normally is for the UK aircraft. So this is either British Airways, EasyJet, or one of those. But now you can see all the details around it, which is pretty cool. Yeah. Did you come back on YouTube? I think, yeah, Dougal has answered the question. Yeah, I'm going to be exclusive on Twitch moving forward. I don't have any plans on going to YouTube, but we'll see. No plans in the immediate future, though. By the way, we forgot the chrono. That's, yeah, I have a tendency to forget the chrono, always. And in the CDU in TRAF, you can see all the information in the aircraft, like track, heading, GS relative attitude, etc. Oh, thanks for that. Yeah, the function of the traffic is amazing. So let's see here what Drish is telling us to do. So in the CDU in TRAF... So where do you go exactly, Drish? By the way, we need to just check here real quick. Yeah, I did update that. Okay, that's cool. Go to the menu first. Okay, MCD menu. Ah, there we go. Okay, TRAF. Oh, how cool is that? Wow. Now that is pretty cool. Wow. Can you actually do... Ooh, you can go and check each one of them. Wow. Now, that is something. Tell you. Wow. Pretty cool. Yeah. All right. There we go. Back here. Excellent. All right. 27,430 is about 10,000 feet to go. Hey, EFB774, welcome aboard, my friend. It is huge, Franz, yes. I really am, you know, Toliss, I've always had an affinity for Toliss aircraft, and this is not an exception. Again, in my personal opinion, Toliss has got to step things up in the texturing and sounds department. But other than that, the fidelity of the simulation that they bring into flight sim is just unmatched. The only aircraft that I can think of that matches the Toliss in terms of the system simulation, the fidelity of the system simulation, is the Phoenix A320. And now, of course, they have the A320-1 and the A319, I believe. That's amazing. I have an old PC. I'm hesitating to buy it, but with better the A319, etc. Maybe the bank needs emptying. Yeah. All right, let's take a look here at the... Oh, guys, look at that view. That looks really, really nice, I have to say. The FPS in this version of X-Plane has been the very best, I think, in old versions of X-Plane. And it was the first time that I actually was able, in a specific scenario, I was able to get 160 FPS in X-Plane. And that was in the Cessna, in the default Cessna 172. Along, I think it was, the scenery was somewhere in Oceano County Airport in the U.S. And it was, yeah, I was very surprised to see, you know, 160 FPS. But, yeah. Red Nest Pilot, welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you here with us this evening. There we go. There's a wing view for you guys. Those engines are just superb. Right, everything here is looking good. Maybe we'll use the HUD for our landing today. And this is, by the way, again, the AviTab integration is there, and you can actually look at the control panel here from within the AviTab. This is, I think, again, a great feature that Toliss has developed into their aircraft, just so that you don't have to keep going back here to the plugins menu. If you want to access the control panel, the Toliss control panel, you can do so just by your, and the option to integrate it with AviTab is in the control panel. So my recommendation is toggle it on, and then you can access everything from within the AviTab from the tablet, which is pretty cool. Now, one thing I've noticed is that if you go back here, now this is supposed to be the oxygen mask, and you're supposed to be able to test it. Now, you can't really test it. The only thing you can do is if you click it, now it simulates that you're actually using it, which is a bit of a shame. I would have loved to have completed the you know, test and you know, hear the sound, the shh. Unfortunately, it's not there, but you know, not a big deal. Again, not a big deal, but just for, you know, extra immersion. It would have been nice to have have been able to test the oxygen mask. And by the way, the doors do open. Beg your pardon. The windows do open, so you can open the windows. Maybe we'll do that once we arrive. We can see that we are coming up to top of climb right here, just before Cowley, at 37,000 feet, and we should actually begin putting in the arrival information because we are going to, the descent is not too far from our current position. So as you can see here, this is Cali, then it's Wood, and then it's the top of descent into Charles de Gaulle. Thank you very much, EFB774. I love that I am back. Thank you very much for your kind words there. I appreciate that very much. Hey, we have also DMW2111. Hello, welcome aboard. Glad to see you here, my friend. Flight 370 is a perfect height to test the cockpit windows. Oh, okay. There we go. We are actually at 370. And we can actually go... Let me just go here and just take a look at the... Now, one of the things in X-Plane, I know that the sunlight has been improved, the sun glare and the light scattering has been improved dramatically in this last version. But the clouds are still suffering. I've noticed that they have much, much better simulation of overcast conditions now, but I still find that using active sky to inject more realistic looking weather. So yeah. Okay, there we go. Hi Thomas, how are you doing, my friend? Welcome. Okay, so if we look here at Wood, that's when we are going to begin our descent. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up our MCDU. We are going to go to perf and next phase, which is the approach phase. And then we're going to grab the information from our friendly Navigraph charts. Okay. By the way, it took me, I had to do one test flight today. And the funny thing is, I forgot so many things. I mean, the flight sim is something if you don't do it often, you'll forget. So I was rusty with a lot of things today. But it's just kind of like riding a bike, it comes back to you. Okay, so hired the guy that made the enhanced skyscapes, so I would expect better clouds every release. Yeah, for sure, Alex. Okay, so if we come here and take a look at the weather information at Charles de Gaulle, let's go to the weather. The QNH is 1016, so 1016, and we entered that there. The current temperature there, it looks like we have some scattered, there's some rain. Scattered clouds, temperature is 14. So we entered that here, and the winds are 180-10 knots. Oof. Looks like it's going to be rough. 180-10. Transition altitudes is 5,000. And let's see here. This is our runway, and the decision height is 100. So 100 is entered, and we have all the arrival information now. Okay, another thing that is worthwhile doing is setting up our circles around the airport within 10 nautical miles for situational awareness. To do this, we're going to go to maybe Cowley there. No, we're going to go return. We're going to select Wood, and then we're going to go to fix information, and we're going to type LFPG runway 27 right, and we entered that there. The radial is it's 270 but if you want to be specific, you can put this one here, which is 264. So let's put 264 as the radial, and 10 nautical miles. There we go, and now it is set. Now if you go to your flight plan, let me bring this up here so you guys can follow along. If we go to the plan and we are going to step through, you'll be able to see the little circle that we've created around the airport. There you go. So that's our circle here. And this circle means that we are 10 nautical miles away from the runway. So this is exactly 10 nautical miles from runway 27 right. So the center of this circle is the runway. And exactly from, so it would be advisable that as soon as we enter this dotted ring here, that's when we start configuring the aircraft for the arrival. So we start deploying the flaps, the gear, and what have you. Again, this is not required, but for situational awareness, it's very, very useful so that you know where you are and you are able to configure the aircraft in time for the approach. Okay, alrighty. So we are good here, and we can go to, let's see here. We'll switch this to arc. Okay, and it looks like we're coming up to top of descent in 33 nautical miles. We'll put this away, and we'll put this one away. All right, there we go. I think this is maybe a little too bright, so let's just bring it. Yeah, there we go. Look at the contrails there. Looks pretty nice. So what do you guys think? How excited are you about Microsoft Flight Sim 2024? I have seen a lot of footage from some of the content creators. I know XP72 was streaming MSFS 2024 last week, and you know, my feelings are mixed, to be honest. I'm not really all that excited for a number of reasons. Now, yeah, the flight physics Monkey Man live is pretty much the same. So my original hunch about what this, what the franchise is going to do is, I worry that it's being marketed as more of a game than a simulator. Yes, that I agree with as well. Now, the fact is, the visuals have been enhanced. So you have better trees. Ray tracing, I think, has been implemented. But unfortunately, there are some effects like the dirt effect and things like that. But unfortunately, it doesn't seem like there is any attention to... to the actual physics. The career mode is I'm not a big fan of. So I don't like, again, like tycoon type games. I know there is Air Hauler, which gives you a lot more than the career mode in MSFS. And I've seen some previews of how the career mode actually works. It is pretty arcadish, and it's not something that I would use. So I know my son is very excited. He forced me to actually pre-order it because he's like all hyped up about it, and he's actually been using Microsoft Flight Sim more than I do. I normally find myself on X-Plane. When he walks in and he says, "Dad, are you on X-Plane?" It's like, "Yeah, I'm on X-Plane." It's like, "All right, see you later." So my only fear about MS-24 is the risk to remove X-Plane users and cause the diff X-Plane. I hope never happens. No. So EFB, let me tell you one thing, my friend. X-Plane will never die. Definitely not because of 2024 coming out. But let's go ahead and change our altitude here to 5,000 feet. We're going to begin our descent shortly, about 5 nautical miles here as we begin the descent. It looks like it's going to be nighttime as we arrive into Charles de Gaulle. But yeah, when I saw the preview of or the early access footage, I was thinking to myself, what I told the community long back was pretty right. Is that it's going to, I mean, they could have done these visual improvements with the current sim. I don't see any problem with that. All right, let's go ahead and begin. We're going to do a nav descent. But yet, it is an opportunity for Microsoft to cash in on a brand new title, 2024, and make you know, a whole bunch of money again, which I felt was, you know, I mean, the fact that you can import all the aircraft and all the add-ons and everything you purchased is great, but again, it is only a confirmation that the platform is pretty much the same. It's the ESB platform, and you know, they've have some improvement in terms of the visuals, but that's about it. So I don't really see a real need to you know, to even go to 2024 if you have already 2020. I will, of course, I do have it again, like I said, on pre-order, because my son has forced me to do that. He said, you have to do it because, you know, like, he's gotten really good grades, and I told him that if he gets good grades, that I'm going to get it for him, so I have to do it. But I am actually, to be completely honest with you guys, I am more excited about the future of X-Plane and where X-Plane is going. And with every release, though you don't see major changes, but you see more realism in terms of the flight dynamics. You see more realism in terms of the weather, the actual, how the weather actually acts on the aircraft. And I think this is possible because of blade element theory, which actually calculates or simulates the effect of wind on the airfoil as a unit, as a whole, not as points. And that is something I have a lot of appreciation for. Quite very excited about it. The 2024 C172 flight model really is improved. Yes, sir. Yeah. You mean in MSFS, right, Dougal? I think we simmers fly them all. I'm 9 out of 10 times in X-Plane, 1 time P3D version 5, and 1 time MSFS. Oh, you're still using P3D. That's... I'll definitely check out the C172 Dougal. By the way, Dougal, the C172 in MSFS is actually not bad. Even in 2020. I think it's actually one of the better planes. But if you compare it with the 172, the default one in X-Plane, you will really find the difference between, you know, the flight model differences will definitely be very, very prominent when you put these against one another. I actually had the pleasure of speaking to a real-world pilot who is an expert in the Cessna 152 and the 172. And he told me actually that X-Plane is the more realistic sim. It has a natural feel to it, especially on takeoffs and landings. So P3D is very good. The only thing is that I don't use it due to the fact that I use... okay. Yes, that's right, yeah. Now, P3D, I think, has died a horrible death. I know there was a version 6, if I'm not mistaken. X-Plane dynamics will always be ahead. Yeah, for sure. Now, that said, if you want to fly what I found... it looks like we have some heavy storms here in as we come to Charles de Gaulle. So the weather isn't going to be very pleasant as we arrive into our destination. But that's going to add to the challenge for somebody who's rusty like I am, who hasn't really landed a plane in 4 months or so. So yeah, it looks like it's going to be rough, guys. So you'll have to excuse me. All right. Is P3 still a modified version of FSX? No, it hasn't changed. There were some. There were a lot of rumors that Lockheed Martin is going to use Unreal Engine for the next version of P3D, but that has come to a very quick death when it was refuted very quickly by Lockheed Martin when they released version 6, and it was just the most probably the single most disastrous version of P3D, with very little support from all the developers because they're just tired of it. And I don't think that that Prepared has any chance of of coming back into this franchise unless they do something very, very drastic. Something like, using Unreal Engine, for example, to do, next gen graphics. That would be the only way I see them coming back into the franchise. And by the way, folks, during the last 4 months where I've been away, I will tell you that I watched very few channels on both YouTube and Twitch, but I can tell you who I've become to really, really enjoy. V1 Simulation, Allison Johnson, Two-Turn Murphy. I know Thomas Rasmussen has made a comeback, so I'm very, very happy about that. How the 152 flies in FS 2024. Yeah, well, I think soon enough we'll be able to see that. Yikes, the Unreal would be probably a terrible idea. Flight simulation are heavily optimized for the specific application. That I don't know. I don't really know how Real Engine works. I know that it's very, very good in terms of graphics. But yeah, I mean, that's the only way I'd see them coming back. So yeah, I really enjoyed V1 Simulation, Allison Johnson, Two-Turn Murphy, A320 Sim Pilot. I think those were the people that I was watching during this time. And of course, Drish and our very own. Yeah, I've watched a few of Drish's streams, but I used to watch. I really liked his video about the NVIDIA filters for X-Plane. That was pretty brilliant, Drishal. Really, really brilliant. I really enjoyed that one. I played around with it, and you reminded me of the days when I first started the channel, and I used to go and go find how to do this and how to do that. So that was really, really cool. It was a really, really well put together video. Okay, so we are on our way to Charles de Gaulle. We're not too far. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the landing system on both sides. And it looks like things are kind of getting dark here. There we go. 5,000 is set. We're looking good. And here's a look there. And again, you can see the clouds are not all that great. Just look at this aircraft, guys. Absolutely beautiful. One of the things I really like in X-Plane is the strobe lights. They actually look like real strobe lights. In MFS, they're just they're not there. All right, here we go. All right, we're looking good. All right, let's take a look at the latest weather at Charles de Gaulle. Still, there is some rain. 180, 10 knots. Visibility 5,000. Scattered clouds 400. Broken at 7. All right, well, it shouldn't be too bad. But let's see how rusty I am. By the way, in the Toliss, you can open the trays here. which is pretty cool. All right, there we go. A few restrictions along the way as well. Do you use auto ortho? No, I don't. As I've said many times before, without Q8, I would not be creating content myself. So for that, I'm very... Oh, thank you very much, Drishal. I'm humbled, my friend. Thank you very much. When will we see you again on YouTube? I don't know. The honest to God the honest to God answer to that is I really do not know. I might come back to YouTube. I might just make it an exclusive for tutorial videos only. I just really don't know when I'll come back there again. If ever, by the way. But we'll see. Oh, thank you very much again, Red Nest Pilot. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much, guys, for your support. And of course, I cannot forget the entire moderator team, who's been more than just moderators on the channel, but they've been true friends to me. I thank you guys for your support and for being there for me always. Your family, really, to me. And I am very blessed to have you all on my side. Thank you very much, guys. Truly, truly appreciate it. All right. 24,000, first restriction here. We're going to clear that first restriction as we make our way to Charles de Gaulle. Thank you very much, Stan. Appreciate it, my friend. Thank you, Drishal. Appreciate it. Really appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much. All right, here we go. Let's take a quick look here. 24,000. And as you can see now, we're going to begin the descent. We cleared the first restriction. There, I think there's another restriction at 11,000 or 10,000. I'm not sure. Those lights don't do anything, it looks like. And this one is not simulated. Yeah, so overall, I think the texturing, the sounds, and maybe the lighting could use some improvement. And the aircraft, you can see the display here is, it can use some work without a doubt. Now, folks who are crazy about visuals will probably not like this aircraft a lot. Thank you very much, Alex. Appreciate it, my friend. But if you are an Airbus fan and you really want to learn how the Airbus flies, you want to understand, the hydraulic system, the fuel system, if you want to experience fly-by-wire, in close proximity to what it feels like in real life, this aircraft does it for you. Will do it. Will beg your pardon. Will do it for you for sure. It will do it for you. It's like the SSG textures. Yeah. Yeah, they need to work on the textures. Yeah, they do release they do release updates often for sure. And it has been also with the Toliss with the entire Toliss range. After several updates, you'll find, now the textures have been updated and now it looks fabulous. This is true for the A319, for the A320, the 21, the A340. All of the Toliss aircraft have received a facelift in terms of the cockpit textures. But I'm sure also that the community will, someone in the community will also go and create a mod for it. Yeah, the A319 is one of the best, really. The entire Toliss range of aircraft. My personal favorite is their A321. I think it's just great. I don't think visuals have ever been Toliss priority. Yes, I agree. But the systems are just outstanding. I could not have said it better myself, Dougal. Yes. They don't care much about the visuals or the sounds. Their philosophy revolves around creating a high fidelity simulation of the aircraft systems. And they do a pretty good job at that, for sure. Yeah. The Toliss aircraft has been extremely useful as a training tool for any aerospace engineering course, just playing around with the hydraulics and fly-by-wire systems. There is so much to learn. Absolutely, Drishal, yes. So this is something that I would call study level in terms of the system simulation, without a doubt. And I'm sure that they will figure out the textures at some point, and we will see someone coming up with a mod for the textures. One of the folks that I've really started enjoying watching is XP72. I really like to watch his streams, and I like to watch Blue Games in his DCS Digital Combat Simulator streams. I find them to be very entertaining. Yeah, so when I'm not that busy with the family or work, normally I just go and watch those guys. Yeah, XP72 is just great. He's a great guy, and Blue Games as well. If you can put in the link to it, Dougal, I'll be very grateful. Yeah, XP72 is fantastic, without a doubt. Yes. By the way, Say Intentions, which is the AI-powered ATC for X-Plane and Microsoft Flight Sim, has gone through some major updates. And I tell you, it is, in my view, a lot better than what do you call that other program? Gee, I forgot the name of it. Maybe Drishal remembers. I forgot the name of it. But if you want an AI-based ATC, beyond ATC, thank you very much. It's much better than Beyond ATC, in my view. Beyond ATC seems to do what it says it does, but I just think Say Intentions is much better because it is not scripted. Beyond ATC seems to be a scripted AI. But Say Intentions must be the most enthusiastic developer ever. Absolutely, he's amazing. He is just amazing. And the entire team that works with him. And they have now some new things. So you can actually have a co-pilot, and you can speak to the co-pilot, and you can tell him to get the clearance for you. SI also for X-Plane is great, yes. But we'll focus on next traffic injection. No X-Plane support for traffic. That is a bit tricky in X-Plane. Q8, you got any plans to do flying on VATSIM? I don't sure. I do IVAO, but not VATSIM. But I will be doing flights with Say Intention to show you how much has it improved. It actually, you don't feel that you're talking to AI. It feels as if you're speaking to real world air traffic controllers. It's gotten very good. It's constantly being improved. They have also the tour guides. It's just really brilliant ATC program. So I saw Blue Games using Say Intentions in one of his A330 streams. I was really impressed with how it's progressed. I plan to get a 24-hour free trial at some point and try it out on stream myself. It really didn't sound like AI, and response times are very good. Absolutely, Trishal, yes. And the nice thing is they've now also, they allow you to hear other folks on the same frequency. So you are able to hear others requesting clearances. So it actually, the overall environment becomes extremely immersive. The replies from say intentions, so the actual AI sounds are very, very well done, and you actually hear other players or other simmers requesting clearances and things like that. So overall, it puts you in a very immersive, very realistic environment. The phraseology is spot on, very, very, very well done. So use it for months, still great for Explain, even if they focus their development power towards MFS. Yeah. It is actually pretty good. Okay, so if you pay close attention here, you'll see that we have a few restrictions there. Flight level 10, between 10 and 8, 250 knots at Mopar. We're getting pretty close to our destination. We can see that the weather is not all that great, and the visuals look strange as well at this time of the day. But nonetheless, we'll continue our descent. Maybe if this was a morning flight, it would have been nicer. But I wanted you guys to be able to experience the cockpit lights as well. I felt that it's important that you see the lights as well. Here we can change those lights, yeah. Just so that, if you're planning on buying the aircraft, it's best that you're able to see everything beforehand before you make the purchase. Now, yes, this is not a cheap aircraft to own. It's an expensive payware, almost $90. But again, this is not for someone who wants to just get in a plane and go crashing it and things like that. This is for someone who's a serious flight simmer, wants to understand how the Airbus A330 operates, and maybe push the bar a little bit with some engine fire and things like that. I think if you're that kind of simmer, this aircraft will most definitely it's going to challenge you. It's really worth the money if you're gonna really study it, learn it, and fly it like it is in real world, and understand the proper procedures. If you are, if you're just looking for nice scenery and visuals, I will tell you right off the bat that this is not for you. I would also love to try how it works for VFR. It may be incredibly useful to aid in my PPL training. I'm sure that it will be, Drishal. I've done a couple of VFR flights, and it's very, very well done. It's just, I cannot recommend it enough. If there is an add-on that I recommend investing in today, besides Navigraph charts, it would be Say Intentions. It is that good in my view. And by the way, it's not to say that Beyond ATC is not good, but in my view, Say Intentions is better. And if you are, if you're wondering where your investment should go, I would probably point you in the direction of Say Intentions as opposed to Beyond ATC. I am very sure, Drishal, that you will not regret having Say Intentions. And the nice thing about it is you also have a co-pilot. So when you actually get tired of answering ATC, you can always ask your co-pilot to get the clearance for you or handle radio communication, and you can just enjoy and focus on your stream. So that is also possible, which is pretty cool. There's also a tour guide. You can now also speak to cabin crew, and of course it is, so you can interact with the cabin crew and tell them, is the cabin ready and things like that, and they'll respond. You can select their accents. You can select whether it's a male or a female. So there is a lot of customization that you can use to create the environment that you like. So So yeah, definitely highly recommended. All right, so we are getting pretty close. Things are pretty dark here as we approach Charles de Gaulle. And we are now getting down to 10,000 feet, so I'm going to turn on the landing lights. And we are also going to turn on the fasten seatbelt sign. And we'll let cabin crew know that we are ready for the arrival. As you can see here, we're going to clear this restriction and begin the descent. It is definitely fun, yes. The chatting in the cockpit is quite fun. The other day I was, let's take a look here at the outside. Oof. Now you can see actually the texturing here, how, it needs definitely work. Yeah. The other day I was playing with Say Intentions, and I forgot to do the clearance. So I was messing around, and then I told the co-pilot, "Are we ready to go?" He said, "Yeah, well, as soon as we get the clearance, let me do that for you." And I thought it was, I started laughing, and it was just really nice to, you really feel that there is actually someone with you in the cockpit. So yeah, I just think that it's a very well developed program. Yeah, same here, Trishal. That's probably the main reason why I do not do, VATSIM and while I'm on stream. That for the same exact reason. Right, a few restrictions along the way. We can see the 10 nautical mile ring here built around our destination at Charles de Gaulle. Things are pretty dark here. So far, guys, what do you think of the quality of the stream as opposed to YouTube in terms of the, smoothness of the stream, the audio, chatting is a top notch? Okay, cool. Well, thanks for that, Alex. Is the co-pilot on the one-time buy or the monthly only? Same Q8 quality as those. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Seems clear for sure. Really? Oh, cool. Now, on the co-pilot thing, I am not sure. But what you can do is you can download a demo for 24 hours and play around with it. I think they have the features listed on their page, on the Say Intentions website. From a mod's point of view, it's much, much better. Oh, okay, cool. And I think Trishal agrees. Oh, cool. I'm seeing a lot of different things next to your names here in chat. So I can see the sword, which I assume this is the moderator sign. But then I see like a first, and then like a small gift icon. I really don't understand what those are. So, yeah, I do have a lot to learn on about Twitch. They have a new model for AI voices, only without ATC, only by once. Oh, that's beyond ATC, I think, not Say Intentions. I think that is something that that is with Beyond ATC. Say Intentions is it's already with the price. You actually get everything. No, really, it's Say Intentions. Oh, really? Oh, wow! I didn't know that. I'll check it. I'll check it out. If it provides better voices, yeah, why not? It's new since 4 days. Oh yeah, I haven't checked in the last 4 days. So, okay. We are at 10,000 feet, ladies and gents, and we are going to begin the descent here. It looks like there's one restriction here, which we are going to pass now and begin the descent. It's pitch dark out there. Gonna reduce the lights here a little bit. There we go. You can see. I can explain during. I mean, this looks terrible. During nighttime, this doesn't look good at all. A lot of artifacts. Yeah, that's why I don't like to fly during nighttime, but. Do you see that they will do a new SSG 747? It will be done by FA. Yeah, I've heard about that, yes. Brian also passes on his reduced AI overheads to customers, obviously. Yeah. All right, as you can see, we have now begun the descent. In terms of VNAV, LNAV, I think this Toliss just does it by the book. Very, very good. Yeah. All right, we're going to reduce the range here to 20 nautical miles. As we can see now, we are entering the 10 nautical miles. We're going to ring, and then we're going to exit. Make the turn towards Charles de Gaulle. Looking good. I would actually change the time of the day, but there is a problem. When you change the time of the day during the stream, the displays kind of go dark for some reason. There is some nice effects there on the windows. Yeah. All right. We're almost there, folks. Sort of, it feels like an inauguration stream for the Toliss and for Q8 on Twitch. Yeah, I will definitely do a stream with Say Intentions in the coming weeks. Sorsborn first is the people who subbed to you early, and the gift is the number is ranking of people who have gifted. Oh, how cool is that? Well, thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it. All right. We are about 2,000 feet from our final, or from the platform altitude. We are looking good so far. What happened to you, Q8? Nice to have you back. Well, Franz008, welcome aboard, my friend. I'm alive and well. It's nice to be back, my friend. Thank you very much for being here. Appreciate it. Hey! Look who is here. Rand Cooley. Rand, how are you doing, my friend? I've been meaning to email you to tell you that I was gonna, that we're coming here on Twitch. Guys, can you make Rand a moderator, or do I have to do it? Yeah, so good to see you, Rand. How have you been, my friend? If you guys get, oops. Wow. Now that is pretty bad. Oh, man. Oh, that's just bad. Just right before we land. I mean, oh man. I think we can with the Toliss. Classic scores crashes on stream. Yeah. Can make mod. Okay, no worries. I will do that. But not a problem with the Toliss. Yeah. So let's load the Toliss on the runway here. So we're going to say confirm, start flight. Autosave may save us. Yeah, it might. Let's see. Darn it. I think I know why, by the way. There is something I've added into the sim, which I feel I probably should remove. But anyway, let's see. You know, it's just, why does it have to happen on the first stream after all this time? Yeah, autosave may save us, yes. Will it also save the time and all that, or the configuration, everything? I'm not sure, because anyway, we'll see now. The following command. Okay, so let's see if we can get it to load every 5 minutes. Okay, let's see. So I think we go to the Toliss autosave situation. What do I say? Config load, or what do I do? Autosave situation. Situation load. All right, let's see if that works. Do you think it'll work? Woo, what do you know? It did work. I think it will take time for the engines to stabilize. But yeah, we've got everything there. And hopefully that's the last crash that we'll see. Yeah. That's one of the things I really like about Toliss. Okay, so if we look here, again, a lot of artifacts here, very, very bad. But let's see here. We can use the heads-up display. Let's go to 20. Right, and we continue the descent. Toliss save system. Yeah, it is just amazing. And it works. Hey, Adrian Pilot 320. Thank you very much for your subscription, my friend. I appreciate that. Thank you. Very kind of you guys. Thank you. All right. Here we go. Just open SAM updates for the A330-900. By the way, folks, you can always use, with the new version of Better Pushback 1.7, you can now update it through the Skunkcraft updater. And I highly, highly recommend that you download the standalone Skunkcraft updater and not use the one built into X-Plane. That was quick. The developer is fantastic. Absolutely. Oh, so there is an update for the A330 already. Oh, wow. All right. We are looking good. And the airport is actually right here. You can see the airport to our right. There we go. That's the airport. You have to really admire the street lights in X-Plane as one thing I really like. The cockpit seems to be a little bit too bright. Yeah, let me just take a look here real quick. Yeah, it is on dim. But seems to be a little too bright. Yeah. Okay. Right, let's go to 10 nautical miles, and we can see that I think you only need the new OpenSAM door config file, which contains now the A330-900. Oh, okay. There's a cockpit light setting in IC. Is it? Let's see. Config. Cockpit light enhancement is off. So do we turn it on? Yeah, that didn't seem, made it, I think, a little brighter, but that's all right. All right. So we are looking good, and we are going to select approach. And we'll let the aircraft continue to 5,000 feet. Yeah, it's just too much light. Dome light to off will help with the view to the outside. Where is it? So this is the dome light, and it's on either dim, bright, or storm. Oh, there you go. Oh, that's much better. Thank you for that. Arian Pilot to the rescue. Thank you very much, my friend. And thank you very much for the support. I really, really appreciate it. It's very, very kind of you, sir. Thank you. All right. So we are pretty close, actually, now to our destination. We can see that the approach phase is activated. We can see the speed is dropping. I'm going to use the speed brake here to reduce the speed a little faster. There we go. 5,000 feet is a restriction. Okay. Let's put that. We're going to go to flaps 1. All right, flaps 1 is set. Right, continue to reduce the speed. Localizer captured. There we go. Speed is good. It's pitch dark. We can't really see much. Right, and we're going to go to flaps 2. Ooh, it's raining too. That adds to the challenge, I guess. On the pedestal below the radio panel, you can also dim the lights of the center console. Yes, so I believe those lights there. Okay. All right, let's arm the speed brake. And we have begun the descent. Let's go ahead and select gear down. We can hardly see anything. The replay system has been fixed in this version of X-Plane, and we can go to flaps full. Okay, I think the interior sounds are there. Master is there. Alright, here we go. It's going to be a rough landing for sure. Auto brake to medium. I'm so glad that, you know, we're flying the Toliss because of the autosave feature. That, I think, has saved the day. Wow. The texturing, it really needs some serious work. By the way, we can bring up the heads-up display now. There we go. And we can do that. I don't know. I never liked, you know, those HUDs. Yeah, for me, it's just confusing. But yeah, you can see that it works. Yeah, I'm just gonna remove it, guys. It's just gonna make it worse for me. Considering the fact that I've been, you know, that I'm very, very rusty. All right. So at least we have the runway in sight. Excellent. 27 right is the runway. And we are looking good. We will disconnect at 1,000 feet. Right, looking good. I think we'll be able to do a replay. I'm not sure if it's going to be very useful during this time of day, but nonetheless, we'll go ahead and do it. Hopefully without crashes. All right, cabin is checked. We're looking good. There are some scattered clouds at 400, I think. So that explains why we can't really see anything yet. All right. Still, I can't see the runway due to the weather conditions, but it should be right ahead. All right, 1,500. Looking good. The HUD is very useful. Maybe a good opportunity to test the auto land. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Maybe in another flight. I just, I want to, I've been itching to try and land this aircraft, so, all right, here we go. We have the runway in sight, 1,000 feet. Let's disconnect the autopilot. Autopilot disconnected. My aircraft. Wow, it feels
500.
Very strange after all this time. But I tell you guys, this is a spectacular view.
300. Glide slow.
You can tell that I am extremely rusty.
Glide slow.
200. 100 above.
Glide slow.
Yeah, we're too low.
Glide slow.
100.
Glide.
Minimum. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 10. 5.
Reverse screen. And manual braking. Welcome to Charles de Gaulle International Airport, ladies and gents. How about we do a quick replay? Let's do that. All right, here we go. Not sure we can see much in the dark weather, but we'll try.
10.
There we go.
Minimum.
Glide.
Minimum.
How about that, guys? Pretty cool, huh? All right. I forgot how to exit the replay. There we go. Okay. Thank you very much, Stan. Appreciate it. All right, let's go ahead and start the APU. Yeah, considering considering how long it's been, I think I've done all right. A little too low on the approach. The spray effects are very bad. Yeah. All right, let's retract the flaps. And we are going to go to taxi. Runway turn off lights are off. And strobes back to auto. Landing lights are off. Wow, it looks really nice, huh? Once you're on the ground. Thank you, Skycheck. Appreciate it, my friend. Definitely one of the things I really like in X-Plane is the taxi lights. Once you are at an airport, the lights are just phenomenal. Very, very nice. Let's see the wiper. There we go. Pretty nice. And it actually works. That's pretty cool. Took us about 1 hour in total. 90 minutes since we've started the clock. Right, can disarm the speed brakes. Why is the APU... There we go. Now it's starting. Okay. So, what do you guys think? Thank you very much, Drashal. Appreciate it. I thought this was a pleasant first stream, considering how long it's been. It hasn't gone without, without issues. We've had the crash there, but Toliss to the rescue. We were able to complete our approach and landing here at Charles de Gaulle Airport. And I can tell you that I really enjoyed myself. I think we can select a parking spot somewhere here. I can see that this is a cargo right there, cargo area. But I can see some airliners here, so let's go ahead and park here. Again, normally you'd consult your Navigraph charts for the available positions, but oops. Yeah, those are, they look like they're cargo flights there. There we go. This scenery by Time Model is just great. Yeah, we'll park there. Maybe somewhere here. There we go. I think that's a parking spot, but anyway, we'll just bring the aircraft to a complete stop right here. And I promise you a much better taxi and parking next time. All right, let's set the parking brake. Parking brake is set, and the APU is now available, so we can turn on the APU bleed, and we can turn off the engines. There we go. Engines 1 and 2 are off. Fly USA, welcome aboard, my friend. Thank you very much for being here. I appreciate that. All right. So now that we have, we can turn off the beacon light and strobe to off, all the other lights to off. And we can turn off these fasten seatbelt signs. And we can come here. And we can ask the ground crew. So first we're going to come to... we'll put the chocks in. We can connect the external power. And let's see here. We don't need anything there. Cargo... by the way, next time maybe we'll do de-icing as well. Okay, so the door has opened. Now we can open the doors. There, load, unload passengers. There we go. All right. So as you can see, the doors will automatically open when the aircraft is parked at the gate. And that is pretty much it for this evening's stream. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Very nice aircraft. I did my first flight, small 1 hour. Tomorrow I will try. Perfect. Well, thank you very much, guys, for being here this evening on this very first stream since the last 4 months or so. It's definitely very nice to be back. I want to thank all of you guys for the outstanding support, for all your subscriptions, for the gifted memberships. Thank you very much to Two-Tone Murphy as well, and to Allison Johnson for being here, making a stop here at the stream. But I want to thank all of you guys who've supported me over the years and who joined me this evening for this inaugural flight of the Toliss A330, and for your support as always. Until next time, please take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you all very soon. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye for now.